Hello everyone. Part 9 of the Twits. Mr. Twit gets a horrible shock. What's going to happen? Mr. Twit, who thought he'd seen his ugly wife for the last time, was sitting in the garden celebrating with a mug of beer. Silently, Mrs. Twit came floating down. When she was about the height of the house above Mr. Twit, she suddenly called out at the top of her voice, "Here I come, you grisly old grunion! You rotten old turnip! You filthy old frumpet!" Mr. Twit jumped as though he'd been stung by a giant wasp. He dropped his beer. He looked up. He gasped. He gasped. He gurgled. A few choking sounds came out of his mouth. He said, "I'll get you for this!" shouted Mrs. Twit. She was floating down right on top of him. She was purple with rage and slashing at the air with her long walking stick, which she had somehow managed to hang on to all this time. "I'll swish you to a swazzle," she shouted. "I'll swash you to a swizzle. I'll gnash you to a nozzle, and I'll nosh you to a nazzle." And before Mr. Twit had time to run away, this bundle of balloons and petticoats and fiery fury landed right on top of him, slashing out with the stick and cracking him all over his body. And there he is, not looking too impressed. Oh, what an amazing part. Right, now, here we go. Getting on to the kind of main part of the story now, which is great. The house, the tree, and the monkey cage. But that's enough of that. We can go on forever watching these two disgusting people doing disgusting things to each other. We must get ahead with the story. Here is a picture of Mr. and Mrs. Twit's house and garden. Some house, it looks like a prison, and there's not even a window anywhere. Look at that. And there's the garden. "Who wants windows?" Mr. Twit had said when they were building it. "Who wants every Tom, Dick and Harry peeping in to see what we're doing?" It didn't occur to Mr. Twit that windows were meant mainly for looking out of and not for looking into. Silly old Mr. Twit. And what do you think of that ghastly garden? Mrs. Twit was the gardener. She was very good at growing thistles and stinging nettles. "Oh, well, I always grow plenty of spiky thistles and plenty of stinging nettles," she used to say. "They keep out nasty, nosy little children." Now, near the house, as you can see, is Mr. Twit's work shed. To one side, there is the big dead tree. It never has any leaves on it because it's dead. And far from the tree, you can see at the monkey cage, there are 4 monkeys in it. They belong to Mr. Twit, and you will hear about them later. So here you go, there's the dead tree. There is a big ladder up the tree. There is the monkey cage, and all the other bits and pieces that you heard about. Right, there you go. Excellent, that was the end of part 9. See you soon for part 10.